So hello guys and welcome back to PY Coding India Python Masterclass series. So as you know, in the last video we have discussed that what is Python and how to install it in your local machines, and also we have discussed that what is Anaconda and what are the various uses of Anaconda. So in this video we are going one step further, and I will be teaching you that how to write your first Python program and how to create a virtual environment. Next, I am going to teach you what is a Jupyter notebook and what are the various uses of Jupyter notebook. And as you know that we are going to use Jupyter notebook throughout this series, so I will also be teaching you some of its basic functionalities, and the advanced one we are going to talk about it later in this series. So the first step today we are going to do is creating a virtual environment. So let's get started. So guys, to create the virtual environment, first of all we have to open Anaconda prompt. So either you can get it from the Anaconda 3 software, or you have to open it by typing Anaconda prompt. Now I recommend you to open Anaconda prompt only, and that too in administrator, because opening Anaconda PowerShell prompt and creating a virtual environment there can cause some errors. So let's be error free at this stage and let's not get into any kind of panic. So running it as administrator. So the window that we are here seeing is the Anaconda prompt. This shows that we have administrator rights over it. Second, it is written here as base. So base is actually the virtual environment, which is like the main in this whole system, and this is the path that we are seeing. So to create the virtual environment, simply we have to type this command conda create two hyphens name, and then whatever name you want to give it to your virtual environment. For example, in this video I am going to, let's name it py coding. So py coding Python. Then we have to specify what version we need of Python. So let's create 3.7. Now when you press enter, it starts collecting the package metadata. And as you can see, it is going to install these basic functionalities in this virtual environment. And to proceed, we can just say why. So it is going to download all this necessary information, and once we have downloaded it, then the virtual environment is created. So guys, as you can see, we have downloaded all the necessary packages, and to activate this environment we have to type conda activate py coding. Now see, it is activated and you can see it over here, py coding. So now since we have already created a virtual environment, I'm going to tell you what is actually a virtual environment. Right guys, we have created our first virtual environment, but now the question arises, what the hell is a virtual environment? So don't worry, I'm going to explain it for you. So let's consider a virtual environment as a sandbox where your code can play. Now for example, we have two projects in Python. The one is using Python version 2 and the other is using Python version 3. So if we try to run the Python 2 in Python 3 version, it's definitely going to cause some errors and vice versa. Now to remove this kind of errors, it is always recommended to create a virtual environment for each of your project. And what ease it gives you, that only the necessary libraries or packages that you need, you can load it in your virtual environment and carry on with your stuff. So I hope I'm clear with the point what is a virtual environment. And you can install any kind of package that you need using there is a simple command conda install and the package name, which we will be seeing in the later videos. So now let's jump and open Jupyter Notebook. Now, before telling you that how to open a Jupyter Notebook, let me just explain you what is a Jupyter Notebook. So there are some developers who have created this awesome format which is known as a Python notebook. Now why it is known as a Python notebook file? When I will open it for you, you are definitely going to agree with me that it has the correct name, because it has features just like our normal notebook. You can give a heading to it there, you can make points of your code, and it also helps you to make your code really readable, and moreover it helps you to explain it to the other people. So let's create a Jupyter notebook. Now guys, to create a Jupyter notebook, we have to open Anaconda prompt again. Now I'm going to open Anaconda PowerShell prompt and I'm going to run it as an administrator. So first of all, since I am going to open it in my C drive, so to change the directory or to reach to the folder where you want to go, you have to specify its path, and for that you need a command cd, which means change the directory. So I am going to go in my E drive and there I have made a folder coding. Nice. So now we have to give Jupyter notebook. And why I am using the base here, because it is also a type of a package which is right now in my base. That means the base environment. So when I hit enter, it's going to start as a server and going to display in your web browser. Congratulations. This is the main window, or you can say the basic layout of Jupyter Notebook. So I'm going to just make you familiar with some of the things. When we started, it showed us this link. So either you can copy paste this link in your browser or it automatically opens it for you. Now there is a system, like for example you can say when you paste this link, it actually started a server inside your local machine. So when you go to your browser, here you can see some very basic things like quit, logout. Quit is that you want to quit this window, logout is you want to log out of this session. Files, whatever files you are having here, since I am having one notebook and its extension is ipynb, that means ipython notebook. Here running, here we can see which terminals are running and which notebooks we have already opened. So now to create a new notebook, we have to go to this new, and here I want to create a notebook with Python 3 version. When we click on that, it opens a new tab and this here is a window. So I'm just going to right now give you some really basic functionalities and write our first Python program. So this here is the menu bar, this here is the title bar. So if you want to change the name of your notebook, it's really easy. Just double tap on it and type whatever name you want to give on it. Like this is the name of the new notebook that we are going to use now. Great. In file, we have different options like creating a new notebook, opening a previous one, make it as a copy, or save it in any other format. And also guys, you can download your code in various formats like an HTML file, a notebook itself, as a Python file, etc. So edit, we can definitely, now this portion, this line that you can see is known as a cell, and this color shows you the state of the cell. Now since it is blue, it shows that it is in a hold state. When I click in it, it's going to turn green. See, it's green. So what does green signify? Green actually signifies that it is in the edit mode and you can type your code. So the third thing is view. So we can just change some views which is not actually needed right now. Insert. We can insert a cell above this cell and a below this cell. So this actually helps us to run all the cells in one point. We can also clear its outputs. Suppose we get an error and we don't want to show it to anybody, we can just clear the error and retype our code again. So kernel is actually, you can say, a layer. For example, when we want to ask something from our father, we don't go to them directly. We first go to our mom, then our mom talks to our dad. So you can say the kernel is that type of layer which helps us in communicating directly to the hardware and the user. Okay, so widgets is a simple widgets that you can use in the Jupyter notebook, and help is you can also see some kind of like keyboard shortcuts, and you can also edit them. So these are the simple keyboard shortcuts, you can see them later. Now this is how you can save your Python notebook, and basically the very best feature is it auto saves your code. For example, if I type something and I leave it for some time, it's going to automatically save it. This is going to add a new cell below your current cell. You can cut a cell, copy, paste, move it up or down, run the code in it, interrupt the kernel. For example, if you do a code and it gets stuck and you are not able to close it, so you can interrupt the kernel and restart it. Okay, and this restarts the kernel and reruns the whole notebook. Now this is the type of the cell. So there are basically code, markdown, raw, nb convert, and heading. So we are right now using code, but markdown is used to create a heading. For example, if we type hash hi, this is my notebook heading. So if you want to run it, either you can run it from here, or just while being on the cell, press shift plus enter, the code runs. Okay, so we are going to change it to first Python program. So now since we need to write our first code, so the first code actually needs to give us some output, right? When we give it something, it needs to print something. So to print something, there is a really simple command, and it's really intuitive. The command name is print. So if you have any prior knowledge of programming, so like in C++ we use cout, and in Java we use system.out.print. Here we use just a simple function print. So print is like Iron Man of the whole Python. It helps you create a lot of things, and it can print like anything: number, sentences, a small character like A, B, C, D, or a full paragraph. It can print anything for you. So today we're going to print hello world. So print, then parenthesis. Okay, so there is also a very great feature here. For example, if we need to print, we can just type pr, and if I press tab, it's going to show me some pre-inbuilt functions of Python. So we want to use print, so print. So now whatever you want to print, you have to type it in between these parentheses. So for example, I want to type hello world. Now remember guys, If you want to type a word, it should always be in a double quotes or a single quote. So I want to type it, so I will first imply double quotes. Now type anything that you want. For example, hello world, we are going to be a top notch developer. So now again, as I have told you to run it, you just need to press shift and enter. See, we are able to see hello world, we are going to be a top-notch developer. And definitely guys, I am assuring you, you are going to be a top-notch developer in no time. Just be consistent with your work and you're going to achieve great heights. So this is all for this lecture. Do wait for the next video, and in the next video I will be teaching you how to perform basic calculations like plus minus, how to give some values, okay, and what all things we need to get started in Python in the next level. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and do hit the subscribe button and like button, and do give your comments in the comment section. Thank you and bye bye.